Or romantic suspense series that deserve so much more hype. If you don't know what romantic suspense is, oh, do I have a treat for you. Romantic suspense is basically a romance book with elements of thriller book in it too. The first is the Eden series by Devney Perry. This is 6 books long. Each book is a different couple and a different suspense storyline, so they are completely standalone. The last 2 I think you should definitely read in order, but otherwise you could hop around if you wanted to. This follows each of the Eden's siblings. Oh my God, if there's like one family I want to be adopted into, it is the Edens, and you will feel the same way. A ranch family in Montana. However, I would not call this cowboy romance. I would say like small town ranch vibes, but all of the siblings have different jobs. So the first one is a rancher, but then there's also like a pilot, a baker, one owns a hotel. And I would say that this is the lowest spice series on here. So I would say low spice for all but one of the books. The one with Jasper is a bit higher. And the suspense is not gory or graphic. All different types of suspense, from like a serial involving the mob to involving like a cold case. There's everything in this series, from the found family to the real family to the thriller aspects to the romance. It is just top tier. It would literally pain me to pick a favorite because all 6 are incredible, but Juniper Hill and Sable Peak maybe have my heart just a little bit more than the others. The next series is Catherine Cowell's Lost and Found. Catherine Cowell's is literally the queen of romantic suspense. You never see the twist coming. And before I was a romance reader, I read a ton of thrillers, and I have very high expectations for thrillers. I'm always shocked. Even if I figured out who the culprit is, I'm still shocked when she reveals it, because she has you second guessing everything the whole time. Again, this series is going to be a different couple and a different suspense story for each book, so they are interconnected standalones following the Hartley family. I want to say this is set in like Northern California, but there is definitely like a mountain town, small town vibe. Most of the family members are involved in a search and rescue team, and many of them are first responders. Again, there's all different types of suspense in this one, but I would say this is a little more graphic in some of the books than the Edens in terms of the things that maybe have happened to people and the like bad guys, what they're doing. I would say this is a medium spice across the board. One thing you should know is that Catherine uses very unique nicknames for her love interests that may or may not drive you nuts, but it's totally worth overlooking them. My favorite book of this one is, I believe, number 4, the one with Rowan. But here again, you've got stalkers, you've got things that are hard to read and a little bit more graphically described. Series number 3 is Runaway Ranch by Ava Hunter. There are only 2 books in the series right now, but more are coming out. And I have 3 words to describe this series for you that are gonna suck you right in. Morley, Gray, Cowboys. This series follows brothers that are running a ranch from scratch. They're not like from a ranch family. They're starting a ranch for a very specific reason that you'll find out in book 1. Again, both books are a different couple and a different suspense storyline, but some elements from book 1 do carry over into book 2. So I would read this one in order. Book 1 has really amazing chronic illness, like potentially fatal illness representation. And book 2, she is pregnant, but it's not his, and also has really good PTSD rep. The MMC in book 2, Davis, is actually one of my like top 10 book boyfriends. Medium spice and medium graphicness in terms of the suspense plot lines. Lastly is the Stone Riders MC series, MC meaning Motorcycle Club. So if you are a Jax Teller, a Sons of Anarchy lover, oh my God, is this series for you? I ate this up. This series is a little different than the others. While each book is a different couple, and there is some suspense that is wrapped up in each book and new to the next book, there is an overarching suspense plot line that carries from book 1 all the way through book 4. So you absolutely do need to read this one in order. This series also starts off spicy and just skyrockets from there. Same with the graphic nature of the suspense. If you have seen Sons of Anarchy, you can kind of guess what you're going to be reading about in terms of crime or violence, but there is not very many details that are spared. So this one I would say is definitely the spiciest, the most intense graphic in nature. And if I had to choose a favorite, I think that book 1 is absolutely perfection on its own, but book 2's MMC he's up there for me too.